All right. Hey, I'm Tracy King and
Hey, I'm Tanner.
Tanner Giles.
How you guys doing?
Yeah, so we're going to be doing a podcast now called Tracy King, the Cash Flow Guru.
Dadgummit,
That's
cash
right.
flow.
So we're going to be focusing on overnight rental properties in the Smoky Mountains where, man, we've been doing that here for a long time. And we've just been keeping it a secret. Now, the secret's out.
The secret is out.
We kept it a secret long enough. Not really, but it just seems like we did. So we're going to be talking about, who we are. We're going to talk about what this podcast is going to be. It's going to be a weekly deal, and it's going to be about the amazing Great Smoky Mountain area and why you should be looking here to invest. But we're also going to be helping you hands-on, giving you tips, tricks of all the years that we've spent here, finding the right rental, finding what makes a good rental. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff. Yep. We're going to be showing, down the road, we'll be showing the properties that we have that projected income. We're going to be showing properties that we have sold and actual income that the properties have produced, along with the expenses and what your net is. And so I think that in time, you'll be a very educated person, investor-wise. You can, if you're strictly investor, or if you just want to be having a second home, you'll find that this information will be very advantageous for you. So who am I? Well, as I said, I'm Tracy King. Been doing real estate here in the Smoky Mountains since October of 2006. I've literally have sold hundreds of
thousands, I would say.
I think thousands, yeah, of second homes, investment properties. My wife and I together at that point, and we've sold a lot of condos, cabins, chalets, second homes in the property, helped developers developing. And so we've cut our teeth here and know this thing, like the back of our hand.
Yep.
So also, you and I both, we're investors, and we have property here. We believe in our product so much that we buy it.
We do.
Yeah. So I don't know how many agents can say that, but we're definitely buyers of the investment properties. Who am I? Let's see. Well, like I said, I started in 2006, and it was just working in the industry, getting my teeth cut. Chris and I opened up Kings of Real Estate at that time. It was called in 2012 of March. It was just she and I and two admin. And we just worked and worked and worked. And Tanner came along in 2013 sometime.
Yep.
Was that the summer, I think, of 2013?
June of 13.
All right. And so he came along, and then just, training him to be basically a real estate agent. And then he mastered that, then become my right-hand man. He's currently as their COO.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on here. So a little background on me. I come from all sales. I used to do door-to-door roofing sales prior to moving to Tennessee from Indiana. And those of you listening, you are allowed to move from wherever you're at. There's other places to live. That's been one thing Tracy's always said that I pick up on. These people live in these massive cold weather areas where it's, 10, 12 feet of snow. It's like, you can live somewhere else, right?
Right.
I don't know if you knew that or not, but you're allowed to move. There's no rules on that. So my wife and I, we moved down here, and like Tracy said, I got started with him in 2013, and here we are. What is it, 2022 at the end, pushing last quarter, about to be.
Yeah.
And we're still here. We're still,
grinding
it out, figuring out different ways to get properties, under contract, get them renting the way they should be, doing updates. Since I've been with Tracy, we've been working with developers. We've got another developer we're working with up in Gatlinburg.
Mm-hmm.
So not only will this podcast be about, like what Tracy was talking about, investing, how to find good investments, it's also a great way to get information to properties that you're not going to find on Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com. These things are going to be off market totally. And we've got ways that we operate legally on being able to do that.
And ethically.
So ethically, for sure.
Yeah. So another thing, as you was talking, it's like, we are, we want to bring value and benefit to our clients. Even if you're not a client, you're still going to get value and benefit. So this is going to be a benefit rich and value stacked podcast. It's not going to be, dangling the carrot, not giving you the actual carrot.
Yep.
We're going to give you what you need to make an informed decision.
Yep.
So we're here to help you through all that. Let's see. What else do you need to know about us? Well, I am married, of course, with my wife, Chris. We have 5 children between us and 15 grandchildren. And they
That's a lot of grandkids.
keep us. Yeah, it's a lot of grandkids. So we are thankful for that. We have a lot of fun with them, and we enjoy them immensely. And so we're very busy grandparents. Another thing, let's talk about Smoky Mountains.
Let's talk about the Smoky Mountains. There's a lot of people come here.
Yeah. So, so it's, I don't know if people know this, but it's one of the top places to go to in the country. It's a big tourist area.
How many millions of people come here?
The park registers and keeps track, but they don't track everybody who's actually, there's people who come here that never go to the park.
Right.
I've heard numbers, and I've seen numbers of around 18 million that pass through here in a year. So we get about 12 plus million. I think we were, I don't know, were we at 13 or 14 million in 2021? Yeah. So the numbers keep growing. I've been here, I've been in the area all my life. I actually live in Sevier County since I was 25, I think. So that's been a few years.
So you're local.
Yeah, I'm a local guy. Excuse me. So I've lived here over 30 something years.
Wow.
Actually in Sevier County, but I've lived close by all my life. So.
Yeah. Well, I guess one of the reasons that there's so many people that show up here is because it's like within a day's drive of 70% of the population.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, 70-something% can try here in a day or less.
So fun fact, for those of you who travel and you don't bring your vehicle, there's no, you're not going to get an Uber and you're not going to get a taxi.
That's correct.
Because so many people travel by car, cars aren't needed.
Right.
So we had a guy from Canada in
out of Toronto,
one of our groups, and I actually had to go pick him up multiple times because taxi services didn't open until a certain time, and there's no Uber.
No, there's no Uber here. Taxis are very little. We don't. Yeah, we have a trolley, but they don't go everywhere. No, so if you're flying in, rent a car.
Yes.
So lesson learned.
There's your carrot.
Yeah, there it is. There's one. Value stacking. All right. So the Great Smoky Mountains, man, there's so much to know about where we live. We have the most, I forget how many hundreds of thousands species are here that the people come here that are in that kind of world, the scientific world, explore, and they come here just to visit in the mountains to find all these particular specimens that you can't find anywhere else. And something else is this is the second place in the world that you'll find the fireflies that do the synchronizing. And it's in early June. And that's in the park. It's a second. I think the other place is in Australia, if I'm correct.
Can't drive there.
No, can't swim there either. Too far.
Good, probably make it.
No, so that's an interesting fact. So it's a very unique place. And people who live here, I think a lot of us just get used to it, and we need to not let it become just something that we just get used to and not really appreciate it. So there's times when you need to go and visit the park and, remember where we live.
Go relive it, fall back in love.
Right. So a lot of people don't know this, that it is registered as a rainforest. We get a lot of rain from the park, and that's why the streams are always flowing. I'm living right now currently pretty close in the park, and it'll rain when it hasn't rained in town at all. It's just amazing.
It just comes down.
It just kind of. So it is a rainforest, and people are saying, okay, what's this got to do with rental? Well, you got to understand the draw of this area. It's not just Sevierville, Pigeon Forge, and Gatlinburg. It's the park. It's the big draw. It's very unique, and it's the most visited national park in the country by double
A long
or
shot.
plus, yeah, by a long shot. So, for instance, let's see, what's the famous park? Let's say
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. So Yellowstone gets a little less than 6 million visitors. We get, I don't know, 13 or 14 million now.
14, yeah.
So that's how much it is
Yep.
by a long shot. So that's why we have year-round visitors here. So we're not like, on the beach where it's pretty seasonal.
Yep.
We're year-round here. So with that, having a year-round, having such a big draw, plus everything there is to do, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but everything there is to do here, we have a constant flow of people. It's just constant, nonstop, and that's what makes for a great rental cabin or rental property, whether it's a cabin or a condo or whatever it is, chalet. But a short-term rental, that's why it does so good here, because it's year-round.
Yeah, your clientele's always here.
It's always coming, and we have just what's going back to where when 911 happened. If everybody remembers, 911 happened. Well, air travel just shut down for a while. Nobody wanted to get on a plane, right? And so they drove here. So what happened is we went up in numbers when all the other tourist places,
like occupancy rate and just
everything went up in
visitors
number
and all
here.
of it.
We went up in numbers, and during that time, and when everybody else in the tourist area went down, Disney went down, Orlando, just name it, all of them went down in numbers. We're the only ones that went up in number out of the whole country. That's big.
It's safe.
So really what happened, yes, because people feel safe in the mountains. So, and they could drive here in a day or less. So really what that did for us is there's people who haven't been here in years or never been here, and they came and it's a new, so they just found out about us, or it's a new, updated, finding out about us, because a lot of things have changed. Well, we had a boom here in the housing, short-term rental properties, people building cabins. And so all the way through from about 2002 to 2006, it was crazy busy. I mean, big boom happened, a lot of development happened, new construction. We had more businesses coming into town, big names of things. So we went up in numbers. At that time we were probably, if I had to go research it, but I would say we were probably around 8 million people coming. And now we're at this number. Yeah. So that happened. And then, so that carried us for a while. We had a Great Recession, 2008, but the numbers of visitors, people still took vacations. We only saw we saw only about a 10% drop, which isn't a whole lot during that. That was a big recession. And then we come through that. And then, we have COVID that hit in 2020. And, we actually were shut down, couldn't rent anything for a full month.
Right.
And then thankfully our governor stepped in and said, we're open for business. Our county mayors, our mayor, Larry Waters, give him a shout out, county mayor. Hey, we're open. And we were like second tourist area that opened up in the country. Yeah. And it just flooded our market. People came from all
everywhere, trying to get out of their houses.
It's a new rediscovery. Had people tell me I haven't been there in 20 years, and they said it's amazing how different it is. And they bought properties here. They're coming back. You got people that never have been here. They were just amazed about
finding it for the first time.
They were amazed about how much what we looked like. So with that, we went into another boom. And, if it hadn't been for things are cooling off some because of the mortgage interest, because of inflation. If we hadn't had those outside factors, this place would still be just
skyrocketing.
It's still going pretty well, but it would have been just mad.
Well, they put a slow on us intentionally.
They
slowed everything.
Right.
Yeah. Let's not forget also that the devastating fires that we had that also took out a ton of
2016.
That 16. Yes. It was end of November.
That's right.
Lost
2,700 structures.
Yep. Just
a lot of them were over, short-time renters. That's right.
Yep.
How can I forget that? I guess I wanted to, because that was so.
Yeah, that was a very traumatic experience for a lot of people. But that also helped propel us, because that national coverage of the fire really opened the eyes to the general population about what is this place on fire? Dollywood. What's a Dollywood?
Right.
You know.
Well, we also you know, it created, you know, another boom of building.
Yes.
Because we lost so many. And so, you know, that from 2008 to about 2015, maybe 14, but probably 2015, we didn't have hardly anything being built.
Mm-mm.
It was like, you know, you drive around, all of a sudden you smell fresh cut lumber. You're looking like, whoa, what's that?
Somebody's building?
Somebody's building something. So, so we went for a long time without anything new. So, that's a big part of it because we were just so.
How many acres burnt up in the
I
fires?
don't
You
remember how many acres. I just know it was pretty devastating.
I'm gonna check that out here real
Yeah.
quick because that's 17,900 acres in the mountain
Right.
wildfire.
Right. Yeah.
November 23rd of 16,
Mm-hmm.
and it lasted. It says until December 22nd.
Yep. Till they
So-
got it completely
And we had
contained.
2,460 buildings destroyed, and those buildings could consist of, you know, they could have been a condo complex that had.
It could have been a
however many
hotel. It could have
doors.
been right, but it was that's right.
So it's a lot of.
So there was a lot of short-term rentals that got taken out. Another thing is, excuse me, so that was the reason why we had another big bump because of we hadn't built in so long.
Right.
Then we started building, and it just took off, and we had so many people coming here, and we still do. I mean, we have a lot of. We just had 2 rod runs here.
Mm-hmm.
It was packed.
I went to both of them.
Yeah,
I did.
I didn't mean to, but I had to get
Well, you
home,
have
so
to
I had
get
to go
home.
through them. So, yeah, but
Yeah.
it's great. We have a lot of people going. This weekend coming, we have the National Quartet that
Oh yeah.
is here in Pigeon Forge
At the convention center.
at the convention center.
That's right.
And they draw. If I remember, it's about 85,000 people that comes in over that whole period of weekend. And the people that come to the quartets who come, they end up staying at Dollywood and performing. So you can see them, you can catch them also at Dollywood. So Dollywood has a great, I don't know what their numbers in, but they usually run about 2.5 million visitors a year.
Yeah, that's a lot.
And if you haven't been to Dollywood, I would tell you need to go experience Dollywood.
Should.
It's great. And my favorite ride there is the
Screaming Eagle.
Screaming Eagle. It's the smoothest roller coaster you'll get on. So that's my favorite. Okay, I'm going to make you aware of some events that's happening in the area right now. So on September the 30th through October the 2nd, that's a Friday through Sunday, at Oktoberfest weekend over at Camp Rivers Landing. Also on those dates, Smoky Mountain Blues in Gatlinburg. I need to look that one up. And then we have October the 2nd, which is a Sunday. We have a Gatlinburg Car Show at the Sevierville Convention Center. We have the Wares Valley Fall Fest, October the 14th through the 16th. That's a great time, and Wares Valley is a great area to visit. It's beautiful, and there'll be fall colors going on. We have crafters. You've got entertainers, a lot of activities. It's a great time for family and food and entertainment for the kids as well as for the adults. Now through the 29th of October, we have Dollywood Harvest Festival in Great Pumpkin. So the Great Pumpkin. So we have carve out some time for the greatest fall events we have at Dollywood. And that's from whatever dates I said, now through the 29th of October. So take a look at that. You'll have the Southern Gospel Jubilee, the largest Southern Gospel celebration in the world. We have Dollywood Harvest Festival fills the valleys and peaks of the Smoky Mountains with inspirational and uplifting hymns from the world's greatest groups. They're great. So you want to go come out and see them. And let's see, now we have through October the 30th, Ober's Oktoberfest. Ober's Oktoberfest. That's on top of the Gatlinburg. That is where the ski resort is, but it's Oktoberfest in Gatlinburg style, and that is based upon our popular festival that was held in Munich, Germany. So I think there's some beer involved. So go take a look at that. Check it out. It's a great time for Oktoberfest. So anyhow, let's see. What else we want to Let's talk about short-term rental for a little bit.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about why we live here and, the natural beauty of this place. It's the people too. The people here are great. They're very service oriented type because it is tourist town. Yeah. We are lacking some labor like everybody else is experiencing right now, but I'm telling you, they do a great job. Very kind, very serving. The people are they're just great people that live here and serve in this area. They come. I mean, they come prepared. They're trained. I mean, they're just great. Yeah. We have a lot of great, companies here. We got a lot of money that's poured in. I mean, I've always said last few years, I said, watch the money.
Just follow it.
And just followed it, man. It's been coming in. And
yeah, we're having like one of the biggest Buc-ee's built out there on the interstate.
Yeah,
right?
Buc-ee's. That's
it's
which
like
you don't know what that is. That's it's a glorified gas station.
It's a massive. It's like 76,000 square feet. I think is how big that one is.
Oh my gosh, it's 120 pumps. I know that.
Yep. Their retail inside is like 76,000 square,
it's
74
amazing.
or something like that.
It's huge.
I walked in, I couldn't believe it. And there was one in Chattanooga. I was like, oh,
yeah,
crap.
they're from Texas and they're moving in here. It's a big deal.
They're moving in big.
We'll take next time we talk next week. We'll put together or one of these times we'll talk about all the different things that's come here that we need to that's brought notoriety, brought more people.
Right.
There's a lot of things happening. So we don't have time to cover that now. We only got about a few minutes left. So we talk about living here. It's state of Tennessee. It doesn't have a state income tax, so it's cheaper just because of that alone.
Right.
Also, we found because we sell a lot of properties to people out of all kinds of states, our insurance coverage is cheaper, a lot cheaper.
Your property taxes
are
pretty much free.
Almost free. So we have property taxes, another big savings. I mean, huge. Yeah. We talk to people in Northeast, down in Florida, every place they're paying $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 in property taxes. Here we pay $3,000.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Depends on
I'm
if you
talking
have
about the high end.
a lot of land.
Right. So that's a benefit. So there's a lot of cost savings. And one thing we do have that it's going to offset that is we do have a 9 3/4% tax on product.
Yeah.
So
right.
We do have that. And that's one part. So that's the reason why we can keep the taxes lower here because we have a lot of visitors. This is the second county in the state that has the lowest, and we may be the first yet, I don't know, but the first one I think is Davison, where Nashville is. It has been lower,
right?
But it may not be anymore. But anyway, we're really low property tax just in this county, Sevier County alone, because of the tourism coming in.
How many people are here?
Keeping that cost down. So that's a good thing. My goodness, let's see. So
I mean, crap, we've got 4 seasons here too. You get all 4 seasons in this area.
Do. Sometimes in one day.
That's a
it seems like
yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. But it's a great place for people who want to retire, and it's great. It has a lot. In 30 minutes, about 40 minutes, you can drive down to Knoxville. Go catch a ball game, watch Tennessee beat up on Florida, and
watch the balls, baby.
That was good. And there's baseball, there's theater, all kinds of theaters down.
Hockey,
yeah. Baseball, minority baseball team. Let's see, it's
3A, I think.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It's minor.
It's minor.
Yep.
And then we also have, of course, the College of University has all the different sports.
Right.
All kinds of. There's concerts and all those things that we have in Knoxville. It's just a short drive away.
Yep.
But then you have the backyard here, the beauty of Great Smoky Mountains. And we have a lake that we all locally absolutely love. It's Douglas Lake. And it's a man-made, TVA controlled. But they also, we have, the lake, the mountain views. It's gorgeous. And then we have
everybody we bring up to it, they just can't believe
it's beautiful.
Yeah, the beauty of it. You need to come check it out.
It's a great place.
We
to
can
live.
sit here and talk about it all day.
Oh, we
but
can.
If you've never
you got to see it.
You got to get here.
Yeah. So Tanner and I, we mentioned earlier that we both own short-term rentals here in the area, cabins, and so we know what makes a good cabin. One of the things I like doing is taking one that's not performing well, and making it perform well.
Yeah, put some money into it.
I've got some tricks and trades that we can talk about, you know, and, you know, usually those things are held pretty close to the vest, but, you know, if you're working with us, you get to learn those things. But there's, you know, there's some things you want to learn. We're going to talk about those down the road, but we've taken a couple of properties. My wife's really good at it, and refurbishing it, making it beautiful, and making it a renter. So there's that.
One thing I'd like to just add on to all this is that through the years that I've been here, one of the main reasons people continue to come back and they work with Tracy, with Chris, with, you know, the agents on our team, is that we build really good trust and faith between the agent and the client, or Tracy and the client, whoever it is, and we have their best interests. And I'm not just saying that. We'll get tons of repeat clients. You know, I've worked with 20 different agents across the country. You're the only person I trust anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you're telling me not to buy something, or telling me, hey, yeah, you could buy this and do this to it. So where other people, I feel like, are taking advantage of a you know, a one-time sale, just, you know, kind of doing the deal and moving on, we're building on that for future you know, performance and sales.
Yeah, we don't call them past clients. We call them lifetime clients.
Yep.
Past clients, like, well, they died.
Yeah. Bye.
But no, so they're lifetime clients, and we provide wow service. So we had I won't say the name of the person, but, you know, pretty famous in our world podcaster, and we're talking and doing business with, and he was just blown away at the level of service that we provide after the sale, during the sale, even before the sale.
Right.
So
and he was working with someone else local that didn't pan out too well.
Yeah. So, but anyway, just to go on what Tanner was saying, we do. We're not just about the transaction. We're about the relationship long term, and we're always going to bring value. So, so Tanner, another thing is too, we have, that goes along with this, we have a mortgage company that my wife runs called Integrity Mortgage Group.
Right.
And so we offer mortgage. We also have a short-term rental company.
We do.
And it's called Smoky Vistas.
Yep.
And Smoky Vistas is our short-term rental. And then we also just recently opened a insurance company called All Seasons Group Insurance.
Yep.
And so what we're doing, we're trying to make it a one-stop shop for everyone, and there's benefits of that. And so we're trying to bring, like I said, stacking value.
Yep.
So we're stacking the value of doing that, and giving you, you know, just making it easy, one-stop shop, financing, insurance coverage, you know, rental. So, and of course, real estate sales.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's, you know, all the people that we have joined with to do these ventures have been vetted. They've been thrown through the ringer. Their integrity has been put on the line. There's been a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into them to allow us to essentially partner up and make those, you know, decisions and moving forward with people. So we don't just link arms with anybody.
Yeah, it's people we trust, and like you said, vetted, and we know the value they bring and the service they bring. So, you know, it has to be our level of service, or we're just not interested.
Correct.
Right. And another thing to that is we have a long list of vendors that we work with, from handyman to electrical to HVAC,
spa repair companies.
Everything.
I just asked this morning for one.
Yeah, right. We've got them all, and they've all been vetted, and they all want to work for us because we sell a lot of houses.
We sell a lot of houses.
All right, so we just got a couple of minutes left. We're going to be doing another one. It's going to be next week, and you'll start getting seeing promotion on, you know, I guess social media, through the email if you want to sign up. So how can you contact us? Well, if you're interested in finding out about the properties that we have that you can't find online anywhere else, then you should call or text us at 865-365-2280. That number is 865-365-2280. And you'll be talking to one of our people inside and just tell them that you heard the podcast and you're inquiring about the properties that we have that's not on market. It's not online. It's not on Zillow. It's not on Realtor.com.
Right.
It's not on Redfin. It's
Redfin.
just name one. It's not on there. So you can't find it online unless we direct you right to it. So
Correct.
if you have interest in that and getting started, if you want to find out more, then you can call this number or text it 865-365-2280 and continue listening to this podcast. Now, I'm the cash flow guru in this area, and I'm the trusted one that most people will come to. We've helped, I don't know how many people I've helped, but they continue to come back for the reason that you spoke of.
Yep.
We've gained their trust.
Correct.
So that's what we're about. So hopefully we'll gain your trust and your listenership, and just join us next time. You got anything else to say?
I don't. I'm super excited to get this podcast up and running. It's been about a year in the making, I think, at least. So I'm excited, and we're ready to go. We've got a lot of content, a lot of good stuff that we want to share with you.
Yeah. So join us next time. Thank you.
Thanks.